All right, I got to figure out a good way to set this up. I want to show you, though. Put it in a bun. Look, I got it straightened. It is Friday. It's Friday. Doing the mommy pants pull-up shuffle. I'm trying to figure out a good way. I'm cooking. That's not going to be where I need to put you. Usually I put you right there. But I don't know if that's going to work out today either. I don't think that's going to work either. Maybe I should put you on the rack. The dish rack. Can I put you on the dish rack? No, not that dish rack. Maybe I can put you on finding the best place to put you. Oh, that works. That is so cool. That's the top of my dish rack. Good morning. Good morning. I'm not doing dishes actually. I'm cooking dinner. But I wanted to show off my hair real quick. I know there's only 6 of you. So I got it grown out. I want to say growed out. I got it grown out, and I had one of those moments. I had to cut it. It looked so much better, and so I don't know if I had my glasses on. He is before all things. Amen. So I got it cut, and it wasn't very good. So when I curled it, it frizzed really weird, and it was very long in the back. And when I tried to straighten it, it just was really, really thick. And so I showed my girlfriend. My girlfriend just started doing it full time. She was doing it after hours, and I could never make the hours match. And she's like, it just has to be thin. So I spent yesterday morning, and she's like, I didn't even take length off except for up here. And she just did it. And then she straightened it, and she trimmed it and fixed it. But it looks so stinging cute. I like literally protected it and not washed it yesterday or got it wet, because it's so nice. The moment I wash it, it's going to be curly again. But it's just, oh my goodness. I have to share that. And now I'm going to put it up because I have to get dinner ready. I really wanted to have a great conversation about the journey I'm doing with leaving and breaking up with the diet culture. But that is not going to be today. That is not going to be today because I've had a full out anxiety attack crying in the parking lot at Walmart. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, I should have taken a picture because it's incredible. And like anxiety can do like the most incredible things with, I like afterwards, I wanted to take a picture of like, this is what I look like going through an anxiety attack. And this is what I look like 10 minutes and that is over. And I'm just 2 entirely different people. Of course, I'm wiping the tears off, blowing some snot. And like everything just gets slower. And productivity goes kaput. So today is really interesting. I'd like to take you over to the house, but I don't think I'm going to take you over to the house today because I've got to get a lot of stuff going, with the kids and everything going on. So today the brand new washer and dryer show up, and we should be putting in the countertops, and we're supposed to be moving this stove. I'll show you this stove because the decision was made. We're going to bring the stove over and I'm going to take the other stove back, but I've really got to clean it. Yeah. But anxiety, 8 people in 700 square feet is not practical, especially as they age out. We are 3 years in this house, and this is a good day. This is a good day. And it's been very hard. Like, look, there's the laundry. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do to try and solve this today, because everybody always likes to give great practical advice. That's not always the practicalist advice. There's just no room. There's just no room. I'm not going to show you the kids' room because that's their private place. There's just no room to move. And I have the sweetest, I didn't do that one right. I think I put it back here. There it is. I have the sweetest people. They're like, okay, if you have a system and this is what's going to make life better and you're not going to have anxiety attacks because you have a system. Them talking to me about a system gives me an anxiety attack. I get it. When you're stuck in a situation like this, find what works. But what I found in 3 years tiny house living, let go of what is too much work. I'm not the best at that, but I mean, like, that's the whole point. And systems aren't for everybody. Yes, systems aren't for everybody. My new favorite gadget, I mean, it's Walmart, $9. We made salsa with some friends of mine, and they had this one. Whoops. And they have a bigger one that was just awesome. But nonetheless, this is so much easier than cutting everything by hand. There's a great system. I can handle that system. But what I've been fighting with is a sense of productivity or demand of productivity. Stop it. It's my cups. All right, so this is what went down. Let me tell you about my anxiety attack this morning. It was ugly. It wasn't ugly. I thought I was going to be able to get through it because before I left the house, Katie and I started laughing about it, like just how just insanity this is. But it didn't. Sometimes, you know, like when an anxiety, kind of the stress gets going, it's like you can sometimes calm it down. The idea that there is that sense that some people have a hard time, like this concept that anxiety is all in your head. It is not. It's a hormone release. So it's what is it? Cortisol. It's a hormone, fight or flight, that kicks in. That kicks in from stress. And some of us handle stress. Like there's some people that are going in the battlefield of life, stress, and so much has to happen. And they're just like, it's all good. I was laughing because I was laughing with my really good friends, her and her husband has anxiety like me. It doesn't hit her. Like she's talking about her brother, like, oh yeah, he like broke a $1.5 million pipe. And he's like, oh, well, we'll get it fixed. Not a big deal. Where I would be like in the fetal position, like dying, like, oh no, I've messed something up. And, you know, there's just those people that are born with this idea that we'll just fix it. It's not a big deal. And that's true. You just fix it. It's not a big deal. But there's some of us that just, it doesn't work that way. And there's some things like, I just let things go. It's not a big deal. Oh, well, it's not going to be what I want it to be. But that doesn't mean I don't fight anxiety. I know. I'm so sorry because I know like the plastic and all that is going to make tons of noise. I'm going to use the onion chopper today to cut my peppers because honestly, that's all I'm capable of. But for me, I have anxiety. I have memories of my dad with anxiety and and his mother with anxiety. Different things turn their anxiety on. What turns my anxiety on is much different from what my dad had anxiety on. The people who don't believe in anxiety have left the building. Oh, well, it's what it is. So, my anxiety has to do with trying to take on too much at one time and dealing with too many things kicks my anxiety up. I don't know. Do any of you have that? I'm going to ask a poll. Who deals with anxiety or who has a loved one with anxiety? If you have anxiety, did your parents, grandparents, aunts, do they also fight anxiety? I just think my body doesn't know how to regulate the hormone that's released is what it comes down to. I was going to do this without washing. Yes, right? And so different things turn your anxiety on. So today, my anxiety, I say this with love, my anxiety is a spiritual thing. Your dad and grandfather probably dealt with generational curses, break them. Right. And there's some things I do, as does my mother and grandmother, at least two of my children. My kids, I have kids that struggle with anxiety. And here's the thing. I like the idea, like, break from the generational curses, but that's God's choice, not yours. And by saying it so doesn't mean it's going to be so. It has to be in God's will. And there's times in the Bible, in the Old Testament, that they're going to be cursed for generations. And let me tell you, that next generation couldn't pray that away. That was God's desire. It makes me raise my kids differently, So anyway, what gave me an anxiety attack today? Trish, how did you have an anxiety attack today? I had one because it's cold. It's cold. I agree. God's will is for me to trust in him. So it was cold today. I live in Florida. And it was cold today. What does that mean? It means 3 days ago, it was 85 degrees. And this morning we woke up to 42. 40 degrees difference. You know what I did a couple days ago? I put their clothes up. And I just showed you my living room, right? With all that laundry. And I tell them and I ask them, lay out your clothes for in the morning. Lay your clothes out. Get your clothes picked out. But you know what? It's hard. It's hard because there's 8 people. There's not enough closet space for one person. There's maybe closet space for one person. There's not enough drawers in this little house. We're dead. And people are like, get rid of more of your clothes. I'm like, well, when you divide it up by 8, when you divide it by 8 people, there's not a lot of clothes here. Well, and then me, I have clothes enough to clothe 3 different bodies, but I don't really have enough for whatever my body decides to be at right now. What size it is it 14, 12, 10? What size do you want to be today? It's like, I don't know. So a lot of mornings is, chaos. It's chaos. And today is a day nobody wants to get out of bed. Imagine that. They don't want to get out of bed. And I'm thinking, they don't want to get out of bed. They don't want to go to school, but they got to go to school, right? Because you're enrolled in school, you have to go to school. And I know I'm going to get people like, that's why you don't need to send your kids to school. But whatever, this is the lot I have, and this is what I'm doing. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to wake up. They don't want to eat breakfast. And I'm telling them, come on. I do not have the personal capacity to pull them out of bed. Okay, I won't lie. See, I got 6. I have 6. I can pull 3 out of bed. I can get 2 going out of bed. But then to drink my own coffee and have my morning thing, I can't. What's my husband telling me? Well, you need to tell them. I've told them. Come on, get going. So we start at 6:05. 6:05, I start, come on, let's get going out of bed. The goal is we get in the car at 6:10. At 10 to 7. So we have, what's that? 45 minutes to get 6 people. Not really even 6 people because I got 2 that stay home. 4 people ready for the day. 2 of those people are middle schoolers that take the bus. 2 of those are elementary school kids that I have to drive because I chose, in my infinite wisdom of I'm going to leave homeschooling, I'm going to put them in the best school I could find, even if I have to drive 20 minutes every day one way. Note to self, maybe not the smartest idea. If we continue this route, I will not do that again. They're going to have to go where they go, which is in the neighborhood. God put us in this place. The school's there. God knows what he's doing. So I'm going to give him that. So I'm like, okay. They don't want to get up. They finally get up at 6:30. We got 20 minutes to countdown. I mean, we are in Nassau time. It is full out Cape Canaveral launch rocket countdown mode. 20 minutes to go. Do you know what they're doing? Sitting right there trying to pour cereal. Got no clothes on. It's cold. Break them up from the breakfast. Come on. I need help, you guys. We cannot find anything at all. We found one kid's underwear. Piles and piles of underwear that we couldn't find last week, but nobody else's underwear exists anymore because the underwear monster ate it, along with the sock monster. The underwear and sock monster have done take a trip with all our belongings and are gone. You know? I don't know where this, I don't know what. So they get dressed. It's 42 degrees. It was 75 yesterday. 75, it's 42 this morning. Where are your clothes? What do they put on? A pair of shorts. A pair of shorts. Yeah, I got beautiful music going in the background because, I mean, the first thing I say in the morning is Alexa. I'm not going to say her name because she's going to start talking to me while I'm doing this. I said, will you play some music? What do you want to listen to? Give me some worship music. Give me some, sometimes I have to put some upbeat music, kind of get them motivated, turning on lights. You know what I do in the morning? I get up, I turn a few lights on, I talk to Alexa, I talk to her, and yeah, I'm not finding clothes. It's so stressful. And I mean, did you see the pile of clothes at the beginning of this video? I mean, piles and piles and piles of clothes. I mean, they're here. They're within 3 feet of us. It's just hidden amongst the layers of the clothes that don't belong to us. And you can only find what belongs to somebody else when you're looking for what belongs to you, right? So I get up in the morning, my morning routine, and we're never filming this because it's just awful and ugly, and I'm not sharing that part of myself with the rest of the world. I get up, the first thing I do, I walk out of my room. The lights aren't even on because my husband's still all crawled up, cozied up in bed. I turn the light on. I say, hey, Alexa, play me some music. I come over here and I turn on the light. Some days when it's a good morning, I will keep walking and turn on their lights. But if it's not, the first thing that needs to happen is my coffee. So I will make my coffee, go turn on their lights, tell them to get up, and then I'll start doing dishes because honest to goodness, this is clean dishes today because they've been piled up forever. I'm doing dishes, reminding them to get going. My husband finally gets out of bed and he's telling me I haven't told them anything. I'm like, whoa. I deal with this all the time too. How many times do I have to say, get ready? Right? So I'm like, now I told you it's like 20 till, right? They got shorts and they got a t-shirt. And I'm like, you can't wear this. It's cold. This is what I want to wear. I go, get outside. Go outside. They go outside. Oh, I'm asking everybody, help me find their clothes. We got to leave first. They're the first to launch. They're the first to launch in this launch rocket sequence, right? Come on. So we get them. No jacket. Now I'm back in the house and I'm literally looking at my son. I got my little 7-year-old preciousness. I'm like, buddy, you wore the jacket yesterday. Where's your jacket? You had it on yesterday. Where did you put it? In my room? In my drawer? Go get it. Go get your jacket. Fine if you're going to go in shorts. It don't matter. It's going to be 75 by the time I pick you up anyways. I mean, I know it's 40, but it's going to be hot later. You're going to go from the car to a schoolroom. It doesn't matter. He's like, okay, I'll go get it. He showed up with his pants and shirt from yesterday that I don't know what he played in. They stunk and they were in his drawer. I'm like, where's your sweat jacket? I don't know. Okay, fine. I'm like, so I'm just finding stuff. I mean, like the little girl, she's going to school with like sweat. I'm like, wear your 10-year-old sisters. I don't care. Just put something on. Just stay warm. So I get them there. We get there. I mean, yesterday I forgot my purse. So I had to turn around and come back and get my purse, trying not to be late. I'm doing good. And I mean, I'm at the point. Katie meets me at the door and I'm like, this wouldn't be a problem if Florida didn't decide to go 40 degrees overnight. Like, I put the jackets up. I've been searching for shorts because we're all so sweaty, stinky hot because all we got are long sleeve shirts and long pants on, and now it's just hot and you're being cooked. I'm like, this wouldn't be a big deal. And, you know, and as I'm like losing my ever-loving mother mind, I'm like thinking to myself, this is like this because I live in this tiny house. Now, granted, it's not going to be perfect at any house. I'm going to have somewhat of the same thing. But I'm not going to be tripping over the most obscene things because it's obscene. Because it's like I live in a shoebox with stuff crammed in. There's not even enough room for the stuff in the shoebox, much less the people who live there. I know the tiny house generation's gonna thumbs down me today because I'm not doing entourage. That living in a tiny house is so great. I mean, the next house isn't even that big. So I get outside. I talk to my daughter. We start laughing. This is ridiculous. It's going to be okay. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This is what I'm dealing with. I'm past it. I had a good laugh. I'm not going to have an anxiety attack. This is going to be all right. Going to be all right. Well, let me tell you, it didn't work out that way. You see, I have been enjoying talk to God before Alexa. Yes. But I like it when Alexa puts my don't talk to me, puts my praise music on. And I was talking to God. I was. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be all right. This is going to be okay. This is going to be okay. Well, here's the thing. I'm tired of driving my big van, especially when I'm not, like before school, before doing the public school and transporting kids. I didn't leave that house that often, right? I didn't leave the house that often. And so, I didn't leave the house that often. And so it wasn't bad. And I wasn't trying to, I'm about an hour away from Palmetto. There's an awesome mall there in Ellington. I mean, the best mall ever with the store Vanity Fair, off the rockers. So I'm tired of driving my big van. It's just my big van. I'm tired of driving it. I know. I really want a new vehicle. And I know that sounds vain. That's where we're moving. Oh my goodness, you're going to love it up there. It sounds vain. But all my vehicles are over 200,000 miles. And to me, they're like becoming teenagers. They're moody. I got one in the shop right now. I got the minivan in the shop again. So it's getting about time. Until the house is built, there's nothing I can do about it. Have I told you how much I love this thing? So there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just kind of like, I miss my minivan. And it's hard because we're in this like little town and we're driving around. I'm driving around the residential areas to get to the school and stuff. It's just the way the town is. A lot of the roads, because it's such an old town, the roads are too small. They're too narrow. So I have this one gal. I'm trying to figure out where she's going because I don't want to run her over today. So I'm waiting and I'm waiting. No car's coming. I'm waiting to figure out where she's going. Is she going to walk in front of me? Is she walking where I'm turning? Or is she going to stay to the side? I cannot tell. And I'm just waiting. And she's not even looking where she's going. So I'm like, I'm going to wait. Finally, she gets to where she can go. And I go. And I almost T-bone this car flying down the road. I'm like, you know, I'm having the whole, Jesus, take the wheel. You know, I'm having that moment. Adulthood is at 300,000. They just don't feel like going. 200,000, they can't decide if they want to go, and they have like an emotional breakdown. 300,000 miles on cars hit adulthood, and they're like, I'm gonna sit on the couch. I'm good. So I'm just like, I've had now my panic. It's, you know, not really panic attack. I'm just like, oh. So, you know what I think is going to be a healthy thing to do? I'm gonna call my helpmate, my husband. I'm gonna call my husband. I'm gonna tell him I want a new car. I'm having a rough morning. I almost got into a car accident. And to be prepared when we're done building this house, I want a new car. Not a brand new car, just a new to me. I don't care what I get. It's just under 200,000 miles that I can't hit 200,000 miles in the next 5 years. So, you know, there you go. So what? Maybe 40,000 miles? Because I could do. Anyway. You know what my husband tells me? I need to use the Alexa and set alarms so I can be reminded to remind my children. And I was like, but you were here, and it doesn't matter how much I tell them, they actually sometimes need to be physically removed from their bed to get going. I can tell them till I'm blue in the face, but sometimes you have to physically lay your hand upon them and kind of gently push them off the couch to get going. I'm like, you were there. You're going to tell me I need more systems to do this right, because I'm not doing it right. Yeah. About that time, I'm in Walmart parking lot, and I want to get out unbuckle because I'm going to go grocery shop because I'm going to make chili today. And guess what? That teenage vehicle I have, that passenger van, it has this thing when you go to unclick, I'd say, watch out, I'll go get a dang new car, right? Listen, he told me a couple weeks ago, he goes, I can get that car fixed faster than you go get a new one. I go, oh, is that a challenge? He's like, no, not a challenge, not a challenge. I'm not testing. I don't want to find out. Just wait for me. I'm like, oh no, we can test this out. We can see who can come home first. And he's like, no, stop. I do have to wait till the house is done, just finances and all of that. So I'm in the van because the thing is the seatbelt. I go to unclick the seatbelt and it won't come up. And I've had a few times where I'm trying to get that thing and I broke a nail. Like I broke a nail to the, like down there, past the white part. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. So I'm on the phone with him. I've already told him like my day. I've already gone through. I've just lived this day and I can't get out of the seatbelt and I'm claustrophobic and I'm being contained. Oh my goodness. I lost it in the parking lot trying to get out of my seatbelt after the morning I had. I'm talking hyperventilating. I'm talking breathing really fast. And crying and sobbing. And today was the day I got the front of the parking lot. Like I got the first spot in the parking lot where everybody's going to walk because I won this morning. I got there early. There's 2 cars in the parking lot. And I'm having an anxiety attack in full front stage of Walmart parking lot. Oh. By the time my anxiety attack was done and I could get out of my car and look like a reasonable person, the parking lot was full. They've all walked past me crying belligerently. My poor husband, who I do blame for starting it. Because I really thought I was laughing. I was going to be good. So I'm just in there like, that's the sound I make. Because I'm just like, because anxiety and it's biting out of your ribs and your chest and your heart's pumping and you're just like hyperventilating. You're trying not to be like, into a bag. So you're trying to calm yourself down. You're just getting there. And he's just sitting there and bless his heart, he does not know what to do. And he's like, it's going to be okay. I'm like, don't tell me to make a system. I'm like, it's going to be okay. He's like, I kind of have to go in and go to work. He's on the phone. And I'm like, yeah, there's not like, and I'm like trying to like say it through the hyperventilating. I'm like, I don't know why you think you're going to solve for me on the phone. You can't do anything for me. Go to work. Leave me be. I'm going to put some Jesus music on. I'm going to start praying. I'll be good. So that's kind of what I did. And I just kind of had to wait it out. And it's crazy. Here's the craziest part about anxiety. Through the anxiety attack, through me having like a complete meltdown because I felt so strapped in and contained and I felt like I was going to explode. Like the back of my mind is just going, come on, girl. Girl, come on. This is your body doing this. This has nothing to do with you. Get your body through this. Just breathe. We're going to be fine. Come on. I mean, I literally feel like 2 different people when I have my anxiety attacks. I feel like the body, like having a freak out. And I feel like the back of me, like, this is not who you are. This is just how your body works. It's going to be okay. You're going to sit here and you're going to breathe and you're going to be all right. And I got done. By the time I got done, I regretted not taking a photo because I really just wanted to take a photo and just take a picture of myself in the middle of an anxiety attack because it's awful. You look like crazy and miserable and broken. And then the anxiety attack is about done. And I wanted to take a picture that's just like relief and wore out. And I wanted to take a picture 25 minutes later of me laughing my head off because it was done. It was good. Now I'm going to tell you the like background results of it is I might as well have ran a marathon this morning. I had an anxiety attack and I am kind of worthless today. I am wore flat out. I am exhausted. Why? Because I had a mini workout trying to get out of my seatbelt with an anxiety attack. My heart pumped as if I was running a marathon. And now I'm pooped. And I mean, I didn't even get my Leslie Sansone in. A little walk at home. I mean, I'm not doing that. Dang. I just about did a whole like workout marathon in the seat with my heart pumping. But it's like fight or flight. I probably will end up having to take a long walk today. It'll be very slow because that's what I need. Yeah, I mean, people don't get that. Because then they're like, you must be depressed. I'm not depressed. I had an anxiety attack. Depression, anxiety and depression, they hold hands and all that. They're like from the same family, but it doesn't mean it's the same cousin. They're cousins. They're not like sisters. They're cousins. Come on. I love my cousins, but dang, I'm not that much like them. And I love them. Don't get me wrong. I love them. But so anyways, that was my day. I really want to talk to you about me breaking up with the diet culture and the struggle that I'm going through in that ending that toxic relationship. But I think that's going to have to be next week. I've been working on some of our stuff. I don't know what next year's going to bring for homeschool. I know we like to talk about like my crazy relationship with homeschooling, but that's it. And it's hard talking to people that don't suffer from anxiety because it's really hard for them to imagine your body going crazy like that. And it's hard for them to imagine that we're dealing with this stuff, but in the back of our mind, we're like, why is my body acting like this? Because before, when I could really disassociate those feelings, that's what caused me, like when I'd have my anxiety attack, I'd want to like crack, this is my metaphor, but this is the pressure it felt. I felt like I couldn't get out. Like I wanted to just crack open my like rib cage and crawl out. Now, as I've gotten older and I've dealt with it through prayer and, meditation and seeing it for what it is, I've realized kind of emotionally, I have to just go, I'm going to kind of back up. I'm not going to fight this. I'm going to let my body do its thing. And then I'm going to move on. And it's going to be okay. So, I was in the Walmart parking lot for 35 minutes. Just to be socially ready to get out. Woo! And then I got to see people. I ran into one, like, I ran into this one gal's husband. Like, she cannot stand me. I don't know what it is I did, but she don't like me. And I'm just like, I'm so, like, just drained. I'm just like, hey, how are you? I'm just going to smile and wave. I know y'all don't like me, but I don't even care today. I've already had my ugly in the parking lot, so I'm good. So anyways, that's my little talk about anxiety. There's nothing great that's just my journey. I'm going to make me some chili. I just love how good this looks. Doesn't that look great? I don't know. I'm going to take the moment. I want to see someone to empathize with me and not try to solve my problems. I'm sorry you are going through all this. It's so hard and paralyzing, but you're good company. You're good company too, girl. It is hard. I have lovely people, and there's, and that's just the thing. It can be so paralyzing. So paralyzing. And there's some people that are just not going to understand the struggle and what it means and how you have to be very careful how you pace yourself. I have to be very careful how I pace myself because I can't function if I don't. So, I get the idea of systems and being efficient, and like I have people who are like, I'm going to solve your efficiencies in this house. Let's declutter. And I enjoy the concepts of it, but the act of trying to implement what I've got going on here is just not possible. When you live, there's going to be certain situations in your life, you're going to have to Job it out. That's how I'm going to say it. You're going to Job this out. Job had the worst thing happen to him. Let's just say modern day Job versus Job and Job, right? Job and Job had this horrible thing. He lost his kids. He lost all his cattle. His whole business crashed. He's now sick. And he's like literally living in the landfill outside of town in sackcloth, mourning. And his wife, and his wife's going to solve his problems. Curse God and be dead and die and you're going to be all fine. And everybody's sympathizing. They feel so bad. And it's just not ending. He didn't pray himself. He did, because I know God doesn't want you miserable. But sometimes, he lets you be miserable for a season. Not because you're not trusting enough. Sometimes because you're willing to trust. That's just Job. Nobody's over there offering kale shakes and take the sugar out of your diet and it's going to all be better. No. And nobody's offering, like, if you actually ran your foreman like this and you diversified your stock, this wouldn't have happened. Everybody's going to come up with ways to solve it. But Job had to Job it out. Job had to just wait for God to say, okay, we're done. He is faithful. There you go. And that's what I feel like I'm in. I got to Job this out. I just have to wait. And I've been waiting 3 years. I've been Jobing it out now, coming on 3 years in this little house. This is not practical. Every day is a hard day to be successful. And I got to Job it out. I can create systems, but those systems are not practical. There's not enough of me to do them. I'm going to Job it out. I mean, and it's so hard because, like, we are living in a world where every one of these amazing type A women who can see things for what they are and come up with systems, comes up with these amazing systems that sometimes we're sitting there killing ourselves or going into an anxiety attack trying to perform because this is going to make us so much better. And really what God's calling us to do is not to, like, fix it, but just to Job it out. And that's where I've come to. That's in my struggle. The fact I have no space for laundry and it sits on top. And this is how it is. I'm just going to Job it out. I got to do as Job did. Just give it to the Lord. Make the best of what it is. And just wait. And we have a hard time in society right now just to wait. It's like, no, don't wait. You need to just push through and make this happen. Push through and make this happen. You don't wait it out. You just need to take command of your life. That wouldn't have worked for Job. It wouldn't have worked. Yeah, one person's systems might not work for another, or their kids, or they have a whole different husband. So I love you. Maybe next week we'll talk about me breaking up with the diet culture, because let me tell you, girls, whoo, it's rough and yet freeing, and it's a constant march. So I'm going to try to make it a point when the day opens up, my Friday's with you. Until something changes, till we Job it out, till it's something new. I'll talk to you later. I love y'all very much, and I'm so glad that you come and spend just a little bit of time with me and are willing to deal with my inconsistencies. I'll see you later. And I love ya.